Hey guys, Clint Darden here with ClintDarden.com, and of course, the house of biceps. All right, guys, I'm here at the gym. It is my last week on the isometric deadlift block that I've been doing now. I've been doing this because I pulled a hamstring, I don't know, 8 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, something of that nature. I guess that would be right. 7 weeks ago, something like that. And isometric deadlifts are pretty much the safest way to deadlift without continuing to injure yourself. You can do isometric deadlifts pretty much even when you are injured and still deadlift and not make yourself absolutely worse. So I want to try to explain a little bit about how to set this up. This might help you one day. Oh man, I gotta get up. I gotta get up and readjust the camera. Gonna need a drink. I am Batman. More like Fat Man. All right, so I'm doing these in the rack. Normally, I would set up the isometrics here in the rack, and then I would set up a normal deadlift bar over there where you guys are watching right now, on the normal deadlift platform. So basically, so if you were not injured, what I would have someone do is set up here in the rack. We would set up one bar here, and we want a stopping point somewhere on the deadlift that would stop the bar somewhere just below what your sticking point is. Now, for me, I'm setting this at different heights, different weeks, because I was working with a hamstring injury, and this is where I'm at now. So for me, I would normally set the bar somewhere around just below the knee. Going just below the knee for me kind of takes the risk opportunity of re-injuring any hamstring, back, hip, something like that, mostly out of the equation. And that is my sticking point. It's also a point where I need to work on my technique. In general, you don't want to set it up too high. You don't want to set it up really, really low, but there are benefits to every single height you can set it up at. Now your second bar, and I do have mine set up in the rack. It's easy, and I began doing this with me standing on the floor. This week I think I have 7 mats, which puts it at a full pull or just a hair at a deficit. And every single week I've been adding a mat, bringing it up to that point. You could set up yours any way that you like, at any height that you like. Just keep in mind, if you're working on an injury, start with a short range of motion, start light, and then move on from there. General guides. You're going to want somewhere between 40 and 65% on the bar. You don't want to have a heavy weight on the bar. You want to be able to move it quickly into all positions. The isometric deadlift, quite often I go a little bit lighter, and on the speed deadlift, you need to make sure that you are pulling against bands or chains. You can do straight weight. It's just not nearly as effective in this process, even if you're not nursing an injury. Now, I would normally start out with somewhere around 8 to 10 rounds, something really light with shorter rest periods. I would pull the isometric into the isometric pins. I have these pins set up here to stop me. I would do a double with a 2 second minimum pull into the isometric stopper thingy. Rest 15 to 30 seconds, repeat to get the second rep. Then I would rest a solid 1 minute. Sometimes that is just the time it takes me to get down, catch my breath, or get my head back together, walk around to the normal deadlift bar, grab, and pull. Here, I rest a little bit. Takes a little bit longer now for me to get my head wrapped around what I need to do next, but you want to keep the time short to have a very dense training session. And you want to use your body's thought process, its neurological process of pulling hard and fast into the isometric before you get to the speed deadlift. It's another part of the reason why we're doing this. And if you have a decent amount of weight on the bar, let's say you have 60%, plus you have the bands, and you do enough rounds, it's not going to be easy. Trust me. And the big thing that I look for with everybody, whether it's myself on video, whether it's my training partners when they're here, or clients that are doing this, when you're pulling into the isometrics, you can't hit the bar. You got to slam into that sucker as hard as you can. That's the point of the deadlift. Not being a soft, casual movement. You got to slam into that thing, make things rock and roll. So this might not be the exercise for you if you're training at Planet Fitness. Really, probably not. I don't know why you would be watching this video and be a hardcore Planet Fitness person, though, to be honest, unless you just like me and want to learn. Now, as the weeks progress, the weights might get a little bit heavier. Really, there's no need to go anything more than 2.5%, maybe 5% jumps on the way up if you're doing, say, a 3, 4, 5 week block here on anything. But, does not need to be a strain. It needs to always be fast and explosive. And you can do that, and it can be effective when you set it up this way. Man, I swear it's cold up here. It's cold. There's wind coming from somewhere. Now, there are a lot of benefits to this isometric if you have a sticking point, a position where you are continuing to fail and miss. You know, it's going to be mental, physical, or technical. Those are the 3 reasons why you're going to miss. So mentally, you got to get over it. This is going to help you learn to pull hard, fast, and mean. Physically, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard work. It is. You're going to grow. And technically, and that is a big one, you're going to learn to hit. You should learn to hit your sticking point with ultimate speed instead of stopping. That's going to help the mental side of it as well. If you can hit your sticking point with speed and authority, then mentally you should be a lot better with the concept, the idea that, hey, if I hit this hard enough and fast enough, I'm going to blow straight through that sticking point. And on top of that, if you're training with partners that are watching you, or you can video from the side and watch yourself on video, you can figure out what you're doing wrong. And that's a lot of the things that we do here. I set up and pull, and if you catch someone with their shoulders in front of the bar, which it should not be on a deadlift, you can yell at them, get your shoulders back. And they can lean back a little bit and get into the correct position. They're holding there for 2 seconds. You drop it down, you step back, you get dizzy, you hit the nose torque, you remember what parts of your name is, and you get back and deadlift and do the next one correctly. And then that pattern should be ingrained into your mind a little bit. You go around to the other speed deadlift bar, and you should be able to reinforce that concept and do it at least a little more correctly. Now, rest in between rounds. You know, sometimes that's 1 minute, that's 2 minutes, that's 3 minutes. We've done it with 3 and 4 guys here in the gym. So we always have one person resting, one person isometrics, one person pulling, and we just rotate however long that takes. And we try to push ourselves as hard as possible. This is not cardio. It's not cardio. So if you're getting winded, like I will, that means you're out of shape. It means you're out of shape when you got to get in better shape all the way around. If you are in decent shape, remember that this is not cardio, and don't be afraid to sit an extra minute or 2 between rounds. The idea is to learn and get stronger with the greatest training density possible safely. If I can remember a 5th one, I can't remember 5 things. Come on. But today is the zenith of my plan here, so I'm going to go a little bit heavier. Every single week, I have cut down the volume, the number of sets, the number of reps, and today it'll just be a single here and a single there, and I will slowly add weight. I will rest a little bit longer than normal. I want a good, safe pull. So let me adjust the camera a little bit. Let me set things up. Let me crank up some good tunes. Let's rock and roll. See if you can figure out some things that I'm doing wrong and some things that I'm doing right, as well as some things that you can implement in your training. Let's get moving, guys. Go! One more. There we go. We can recover from that.